Hey there, cozy babe, and welcome in to the coziest, most autumnal corner of the internet. If you came across this reading, it is absolutely for you. I am channeling this in, and I'm so excited to get to it. We have 4 decks that we're going to be using. This video is not a pick a card. I know, contrary to popular belief, there are 4 decks here. We're going to use all of them. This is a singular reading. I've been feeling really called recently to do more of those on my channel, as I feel like sometimes they are a lot more powerful. And I really do believe if you saw this, if it came across your feed, your browse, even if it came into your sub box, because sometimes YouTube doesn't deliver those. If it came into your subscription feed, then this reading is meant for you. You were supposed to hear it if you felt drawn to it, regardless. Now, I do just want to say a special thank you to today's sponsor, Tarot Stack. Please allow me to speak about this for a moment before we get into it, because y'all, I am so excited. Today I am announcing that Tarot Stack and I actually have a collaborated bundle that is available for you right now at a discounted price. We are actually doing the Dark Heart Tarot, which I'm going to be featuring today, which is this deck right here. And then we are also showing off the A Little Rain Oracle, and they're both really beautiful decks. I'm so excited for you to see them. Links for all the decks in this reading that all come from Tarot Stack will also be down below. And just if you don't know what Tarot Stack is, they are an online website where you can get tarot decks from indie artists. They help to get them out into the world and be seen more. And I love them because you're not just getting like a basic mass marketed deck. This one, A Little Rain, that we're using today actually came with a certificate of authenticity because there's like in small print. So get this one while you can, for sure. But I love Tarot Stack. We have a long-standing relationship. I'm so grateful that I get to work with them, and now that I get to have my own summer bundle available for you. So if you want to get the bundle, which is these 2 decks, which this is the Dark Heart Tarot. It's a beautiful deck. Like I said, you'll see in the reading. And the A Little Rain, it looks like this. I've got it out of its box right now, but so cute. And I am just so honored that I get to have this. So just like a little yay moment, a little champagne or tea or coffee toast towards me, because I feel like when you work for yourself, sometimes you don't realize how much you need to celebrate those milestones. And this is like kind of a big deal to me. So just thank you so much, Tarot Stack, for the opportunity. And the link for the bundle will be down below, as well as all of the decks that we use today. So in any case, thank you, Tarot Stack. Let's go ahead and get into your reading. So before we even do any of the cards here, I need to say that this reading, the channeling that I got before I even got started, which sometimes does happen. We will be using all of the decks too that I just showed. But the channeling that I really got is you need to connect more with your like energy of play. You have lost that. And it's making your life miserable, to be honest. Your life right now feels really like, you know what? Let's actually take a look. I'll tell you exactly how your life feels right now. Let's see. Also, we are going to read reversals today. I just feel really called to use them, so I am going to shuffle reversals in. Just to kind of enhance the reading, we're going to do that. Ooh. Okay, let's see. 2 of Crystals, the Devil. I'm going to show these to you closer as well. King of Cups and the Moon. King of Cups reversed, Moon reversed. So let me pull these up here so you can see them better. So 2 of Crystals reversed. This is exactly what I said. There is this lack of expansion, this lack of belief in yourself that you're currently experiencing. We have the Devil, which means that you're also dealing with a lot of coping mechanisms that are not helping. And I feel like you're kind of fighting through them right now. This could be actual codependency with someone else, which is definitely a cope. It could be overeating. It could be over consuming alcohol, over consuming drugs. It can be over consuming social media, over consuming sugar or salt, or, there is such thing as too much of a good thing. I always like to remind everyone that even if you ate too many carrots, like that would eventually really mess you up. So it's not like it's all just like these horrible, horrible things that we might know are bad for us. It can also be too much of something that is really good. We need to take breaks sometimes. But ultimately, the devil popping out shows me that this is actually what is poisoning your life right now. It is what is creating the disharmony and making you not feel good. It feels like life is not fun. Life is drained of joy, drained of fun. You don't feel like you can fully expand. Like, it's almost like you think everybody else is living their best, most romanticized life. And then here you are feeling really small and dull, and you can't have that. And the thing is, first of all, take it from somebody who's on social media as like a career. 99.9% of the stuff you see on social media is fake. Like, I think it kind of blew my mind this year when I finally let that realization really sink in. Most of it is fake. If you see all these morning routines, these cleaning routines, what people are doing, I'm not saying some people don't live their life by that on a good day. What I am saying is if you think they're doing that every day and they're never anxious and they're never sad and they never cry and they never have a bad day, every single person on the face of the planet goes through adversity, goes through challenge, and every single person on the face of the planet doesn't show up the same every single day. And I feel like I'm going to say something controversial, especially like when we talk about like the American dream, which I know some of y'all might not be American and this you won't relate, but like, you know how the American dream in the past was like 2.5 children, white picket fence, house, car, blah, 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 blah. I feel like the American dream now is to like be an influencer, be a social media person, be somebody that has this curated, perfect, romanticized, manifested life. And the thing is, yes, you can have it all. Yes, you can have all of those things, but you need to recognize every single day of your life is not going to look like that. You're still going to encounter adversity and problems, and it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It means that right now, when you're dealing with these feelings, it doesn't mean that you like, I also want to say that it doesn't mean that you can't overcome problems in your life and like move on. It just means that you'll have a new subset of problems. And not that your life is always going to be like terrible and awful. If you're going through like a lot of really hard things, there are like, you can overcome things. But recognize that like there's never going to be this time in your life where there isn't something that doesn't feel totally right. And there can be times where you feel blissed out of your mind, of course, but there's always going to be seasons for everything. And I also want to add to this that like there is such a culture right now, especially with social media and being in the age. I don't know why social media is being focused so hard with your reading. Maybe this is just something you really need to hear because you might be somebody that consumes a lot of it. But like the culture right now is always like, make this your best year, be in your healing era, be in your soft era, be in your healthy girl era, be in your this era, that era. Sometimes a year of your life just sucks. Sometimes you have an era of your life that like, that's the transformation era, and not every year needs to be the best. Sometimes there are years where you are just getting through and it's okay. I just want to demystify and like remove the shame because I feel like there's a lot of that. Like there's with the King of Cups reversed, I do feel like you're repressing some kind of emotion. You're not letting yourself fully feel. You're trying to intellectualize your feelings. And the moon reversed, it's right in front of you. Like there's nothing hidden from you. When the moon is upright, it's like things are hidden. They're in the shadows. You can't see them. When the moon is reversed, everything is out in the open. So there's also nothing that you're currently missing. Like every tool that you could need to overcome where you currently are and work on getting back to that playful side of yourself, it's all available to you. You just need to start using it. And Something Spirit is asking me to tell you and to share is like, even if you're somebody that I do feel like post 2020, a lot of us struggle with connection because a lot of us like got really comfortable at home, and not everyone. I understand it was a mixed bag for everyone. However, I do feel like there is this loss of connection with other, and there is this like desire collectively for us to reconnect with each other in community. And something I just want to say to y'all, first of all, if you're not listening to the Cozy Babes Club, which is my podcast, I have been talking about my issues with making friends and how hard it is moving to a new state, a new community, not having anyone around me that I know. I've been talking a lot about that, and I have so many updates when I come back to the podcast real soon. Listen to the podcast if you're struggling with that. But also, something that I have noted that I think some of y'all just need to hear if you're lacking this connection and that's what's making your life feel this way, you have to be aggressive about it. That is probably my number one takeaway from making new friends and making new connections when it feels like I don't have them, is you can't just ask somebody to hang out, and if they decline, you just go, oh no, like it's my fault. I'm not going to ask again. Da 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 da. You have to 2 days later follow up and say, hey, did you want to hang out on this day? And yeah, it sucks. It's not fun. Like, it's, especially if you're used to being alone or you're really introverted, but you want that connection. It takes effort and work to rebuild new community and new friendships. But you literally have to step out of your shell and be very aggressive about it. And not aggressive like you're angry at other people, but just like consistent, I guess I should say. I feel like some of y'all need to hear that in terms, because I really feel like the play and the fun that you're missing in your life, you want it with other people. Okay, let's keep going. We have King of Crystals. So you're a really creative person. Chariot, you feel like you've been stifled. Eight of Crystals reversed, Chariot reversed. You feel like you have been, let me show you these before I set them down. You feel like you have been stifled in some way, or like it's too late for you. You don't have the opportunities that everyone else has. There is this like inner monologue that you have running that is not serving you. Your self-concept is not doing well, bestie. And Spirit is ultimately saying it's not too late for you. You are a creative person. You are a powerful manifester. You can have what it is that you desire. The Chariot showing up here, to me, this just says like you're staying stagnant because you're not making a choice. And you're also letting yourself sit in black and white thinking. Instead of trying to meet yourself where you are, you're having this very all or nothing mentality, and it's keeping you stuck. And the Eight of Crystals, bestie, I'm not Willy Wonka. I don't make candy at the candy factory. I'm not going to sugarcoat this for you. The Eight of Crystals, you're not going to get more opportunities if you do not put yourself out there more. Period. Like, the opportunities aren't going to come, and you're mad that you see other people having opportunities, getting things that you want. There is this like frustration that you want that too deeply. And I think it's also, if you harbor a lot of judgment towards other people, you need to recognize that you judge yourself even harder. And the Eight of Crystals showing up, it's like you want so much in your life and you see it in other people and you constantly play the comparison game, which is literally the thief of joy. It will ruin all of your relationships if you're not careful. But the Eight of Crystals popping off like this, reversed, to me, it's you can have that, but you need to put yourself out there more and make some changes before things will get better. So let's keep going and see. I'm going to use this. This is the Pixie deck. This one's new to me too. I chose it for today's reading because it's also blue, and I was feeling that moody summer vibe, you know. If you look at my bundle on Tarot Stack, you'll see what I said about it. In fact, today's like the perfect day for this reading too. It's raining where I am right now, and I'm living for it. For once, I'm actually happy about the rain. Okay, we have oh, no, not escape, bestie. Ooh, but it's number 11. Your angel number might be number 11. And we have stairway. Oh my gosh, I know it. I know exactly what this means. Okay, so here's the other thing. The reason you're having such a hard time, and you can kind of take a deep breath, because I do feel like you think a lot of it is your fault, which some of it is. I'm not going to lie to you, but we are also experiencing Saturn in Pisces right now. And Saturn in Pisces is all about, like, Saturn is like disciplined, stern father energy. Pisces doesn't like that shit. Okay. Pisces doesn't like that. Pisces is ethereal and elusive and like off in the astrals, dreaming and scheming. They don't have their feet on the ground. And normally that really serves a Pisces, right? That's like, they're just kind of in their healing energy all the time, feeling this like creative pulse. But Saturn demands grounding. Saturn demands consistency. Pisces also is the ruler of escapism and escaping life, escaping life's difficulties. Saturn says, you have to sit here and look at this. And it's not just people that are going through a Saturn return, which I also offer those on my website if you would like a return reading. But it's not just people going through a Saturn return. Everyone collectively is like basically getting a figurative baptism of, and not in a religious way. I'm like the most non-religious person you'll ever meet. But like a figurative baptism of working through coping mechanisms and the ways that you escape yourself and escape your life, because the copes aren't coping anymore. It's not working. This is why you see such an uprising right now of people going sober. There is such a huge trend right now in the collective of people going sober. I myself am part of that. I don't drink caffeine, and I also have completely transformed my relationship with alcohol over the last year. And I completely quit caffeine, like cold turkey. I don't drink any caffeine anymore. Which is crazy because I used to be like a pot of coffee a day kind of person. But that's what I mean. Like the old coping tools that you have had, they are being taken away from you because they're not working. And it sucks. You feel like you can't deal with your life's problems, and it's frustrating because you're not being allowed to escape anymore. The stairway showing up here, this is also a point of frustration because oftentimes when you try to make changes, the reason you're not getting anywhere is that instead of taking one step, you keep looking at the entire staircase and you go, oh shit, it's so high. I can't do it. It's too far. I'm never going to make it up there. How will I ever get to the top? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. One step at a time, one stair at a time. If you want to change some of these habits so you can feel better, because you already know, like I said, everything is out in the open. You have to look at the staircase one step at a time. What can you do today? Even if you just had like a binge, for example, can you look at yourself right now and say, you know what? I'm not going to do that again today. And I'm going to have an 8-ounce glass of water right now because I think that would really help me. You know, what can you do right now? The day, don't just give up on the day because you made a mistake this morning. You can make a new choice right now. Today, you can recommit to yourself right now. And that is the kind of energy that you can accomplish using the energy of that stairway. Is what is the small step you can take today? Then we have, what does this say? Shadow magic. Ooh, I love that. So I feel like I'm also hearing, I just got the chills. I feel like I'm also hearing like alchemy for you, like really getting into your alchemical, because alchemy, all it is taking bad situations and turning them into your power. Turning something that used to really freak you out into your power. We see this in the great mystics of the world all the time. Taking things that used to scare you and like literally making shadow puppets. When the dark used to scare you, suddenly with playing with light and shadow, you can make art. Like taking the things that used to put you down or scare you, or this is like how you get people that become like sponsors for sobriety, because something that maybe used to really mess them up, they have gotten so good at overcoming that they help other people do that because they've transmuted it, they've alchemized it. And now that thing that used to tear them down is their power. And it's so much their power that they help others. I think that's how sponsors work. Don't quote me on that. I've never been through a 12-step of any kind. Mostly because religion just doesn't work for me. But love spirituality. Religion just doesn't do it for me. Anyways, that's also not to knock a 12-step. Like if you're in a 12-step and that works for you, I love that for you. Please like continue to stay committed to your path. It just, when I was dealing with my own addiction type things, that was an approach that could not do it for me personally. And I also say that to let other people know that there are other ways of like working through things without having to go that route, if that route also doesn't work for you. Just to kind of add some inclusivity. Yeah, some inclusivity. Okay, I'm being called to pull some more cards. So we're going to get into the A Little Rain Oracle now. This deck is so beautiful. The sides of the cards are like blue too. Oh, so cute. So moody. I love it. Foxglove. Ooh, I have one of these growing in my yard right now randomly. I just have one, which is always a sign of like the fae. Which is really cool. I definitely have fairies on my property. And we have the corpse flower. Ooh, I think I know what the corpse flower is about, but I'm going to consult the book because I don't know these cards by heart yet. And I'm not, okay. So Foxglove. Foxglove is both a gift and a curse. This card reminds you to be aware that life can easily follow suit. While this plant holds the power to heal, it can also destroy. And what can be deadly to someone could be healing to another. The flower asks the universe to be vigilant and reflective. Once you are able to comprehend the situation and find a balance, there is no limit to what you can accomplish. The overall theme of the card is duality. Perspective is key, and this card is assigned to search for it if you find yourself struggling to understand your present situation. Use caution before jumping into action and search for the paradox that exists in everything around us. There may be silver linings you haven't considered or hidden dangers lurking behind shining facades. Just as the fox and fae trick, see, they even talk about the fae, they can also give gifts. Ultimately, though, know that you are the one in charge of your fate, and treading with care will never be a bad idea. So I also feel like this is something that you're afraid of. You're afraid that, like, if you make changes, everything is going to topple over. And what if you decided to ask yourself, what if it all went correctly? What if it all went right? What if it all worked out? Oh, see, look, my card of authenticity was in there. What if it all worked out? What if it worked out better than you ever could have imagined? Okay, and then corpse flower, recuperation, pride, and fortitude. Take inspiration from this cautious flower. Use the card as a reminder that slumber is not death, and biding one's time is not stagnation. You must learn to accept the energy within your body. This flower reminds us that we don't need to spend every waking moment in a hurry to be productive. Sometimes the best thing to do is slow down and remove yourself from the rat race and go at your own pace. That's a big message for you because the stairway was telling us about that too. Don't overexert yourself, especially if you feel burned out, and realize that there isn't a deadline on life's goals. You don't need to compete with others. Everyone is on their own personal journey. Take all the time you need to recharge your energy and return to the playing field when you're ready, not before. The more you look after yourself, the better you can perform. Look back at your achievements, the obstacles you've moved around, and the experiences you've gained. It all counts for something. Even if it seems impossible, take life one day at a time and you'll learn to see the forest for the trees. Miracles can take decades to bloom, so why rush them? Embrace the slow, steady path and realize that some races are marathons, not sprints. So That's another thing is I think you really want to change your life like in an instant. And that just isn't frankly something that is going to be possible. It's why this has felt the way it has felt and why things have stagnated the way they have stagnated for you is because you keep trying to move at this pace that's just it's too much, frankly. You're moving at this pace that is frankly too much and it's affecting you negatively. So let's go ahead now. I'm going to pull just a little bit from what is this deck called? I don't want to pronounce it wrong, so I'm just going to show it to you instead. Where's the lid? This is the lid. Oh, it's the You and I deck. This one's actually new, I believe, and very, very, very cool deck. It's a deck that you actually build with the deck. I don't know how else to explain it. You'll see what I mean, but very cool. I've only used it a handful of times, so it's pretty new to me as well. $32. Okay. Looks like this. Kind of looks like one of those Monstera. Is that how you say it? Okay. So let's go ahead. 32. Oh, I flipped right to it. Time in nature. So this is like medicine or like what you can do to kind of move through this dense energy. The urgent call to spend time in nature has arrived. It is so necessary that a single leaf covers the entire image. It is as simple as it can be and calls upon looking at things that seem tiny or small in high detail. It turns out that sometimes the conjunction of the big and small, the heavens and the earth, keep the aha moment for us. This is earth as medicine and the medicine found on earth. This is a simple leaf as your guide master of the moment. Do you think you could spend some time in nature? Could you perhaps spend some of your valuable time on a simple leaf? And then they have some words: nature, medicine, details, Mother Earth, simplicity, natural environment. And then they also say, look closely at the painting. Observe. How does it make you feel? This will be the main meaning of the card. So I would just encourage you to take a moment and how does it make you feel? Because that is the true medicine of this reading. That's how you're going to move forward. Just take a moment to take a deep breath here. I feel like ultimately you're being given the medicine of moving slow because you got the stairway, the corpse flower, this card number 32, which is the nature card. Nature doesn't do fast. Think about that. Even when something grows, you don't bury the seed and then dig it up the next day and look for like food. You know, you have to wait for that flower or that fruit or that tree or whatever to actually come forward. And here's the thing. The time is going to pass anyway. The time that you would have spent working on yourself, it's going to pass anyway. So why not make yourself the masterpiece? And that is the reading I have for you. If you felt called into this, I really hope that this reading helped you on your path today. That is my intention. Thank you so much, Tarot Stack, for sponsoring. And if you would like more from me around the web, y'all, please check out Authentically Aligned, my course. I have decided just to leave it at its sale price because I have had way too many of you write in begging me to leave it at the sale price because you're waiting for like payday or something. So we're just going to leave her at $55. She was originally a $222 course. With code ECLIPSE2024, you can get it for $167 off. It's a great course. I also have Vision Board to Destiny available. If you feel like you need to create a new vision for yourself in your life, this is like the foolproof way to do it. And it is like such a good price for what I offer there in that masterclass. Both of those are available on my website. I also am currently offering private readings right now. If you would like to get a private reading with me, they are available on KhloeTaylor.com. I don't restock all the time, so if you want a reading, make sure you get it now, because I don't know when I will restock them again, but they are all available on my website. If you want more readings, I put out Pick a Card recently over there as well. My Patreon is available to you. I do monthly energy and tarot as well as pick a cards. I vlog over there. It's a little bit more personally curated content, and there's less of a filter over there. There's not really a filter here either, but I feel like I'm a lot more open there because YouTube has like specific guidelines and things that you have to follow. And that's where we get rowdy, is on Patreon. So you can check out my Patreon if you would like to support me. It really does help support me as a creator. So I always appreciate your patronage there. There's new content every month. And when you join, you also get access to over like 400 posts at this point, because I've had my Patreon for so many years. I also have my podcast, The Cozy Babes Club, if you would like to tune in. We're currently on a break reformulating what we're doing, but we will be returning to a consistent schedule very soon. That is in the works, but there are tons of episodes if you want to go give them a listen. I also have my social media. I'm at Kloee Taylor on Instagram, on Threads, anywhere around the web. If you ever see somebody offering you a reading in the DMs, it's not from me, it's a scammer. Please make sure you read the username. I'm the only person that has the blue check mark next to my name. And I don't use TikTok. And then lastly, if you listen to this whole thing and you let me talk and you gave me a little toast for having my little bundle with tarot stack, can you just leave me the champagne emoji, please? That would make me feel so good seeing y'all celebrating me, because as my own employer, I don't have a boss celebrating me. I have to be the person that does that. So it would mean the world to me. And thank you so much for tuning in. I love and appreciate you. Please do not forget, when you stand on your own authenticity, you empower everyone around you to do the same.